Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Wednesday night, Lexington, Kentucky, and the debut of Mark Pope on the sidelines, at least against another opponent, okay? And what I'll say about Mark Pope is what I have said consistently since basically the day in which he got the job. If you remember, and I just because I know some Kentucky fans, Torres, you hated the hire. No, I didn't hate the hire. I didn't love the process that got there, all the interview. But what I said was, Mark Pope, give him to the press conference, because once you see him in front of a mic, you are going to love this guy. And that's exactly what happened. Mark Pope was great in that press conference at Rupp Arena. Mark Pope has been great putting a staff together, putting a roster together for 2024, 2025. He's recruiting well in the high school ranks. He has done everything right since he got this job. At the same time, we all know there are certain people, probably more on the national level than the local level, that feel like until we see this guy coach, is he really Kentucky caliber? He's replacing a Hall of Famer. We know all the stats about his coaching career. Well, I just bring it up to say this. If Wednesday night was any indication, I think Mark Pope is going to be fine. As how about this? Kentucky takes care of business against Kentucky Wesleyan. Final score in this game, you can see it on the scroller if you're watching on YouTube, 123-52. A cool 71-point victory in Mark Pope's debut. Now listen, I already know what everybody's going to say. It's Kentucky Wesleyan. Who cares? First of all, I'm not saying this is the greatest win in the history of college basketball and, get his plaque ready for Springfield. Okay, it's not what I'm saying at all. But at the same time, what I would say, Kentucky Wesleyan, D2 NCAA tournament last year, multiple-time national champion. I'm here to tell you, they're better than some of the teams in D1 that probably some of your favorite schools are going to face this year. So Kentucky Wesleyan's no pushover. By the way, we'll get to it in a minute. They beat Louisville in an exhibition game last year. And so I don't want to make everything out of this game, but winning by 71 against that team is not nothing either. First of all, I think the thing that stood out, and it's the thing that every Kentucky fan has latched onto, it is the three-point shooting and the freedom in which to shoot threes in Mark Pope's offense, okay? So Kentucky led this game 60-24. They shot 63% from the field, 50% from three. But here's the crazy stat about it. They, like I said, they led 60-23 at the half. But what was wild was, if you watch the game, and I watched a good part of this, they actually didn't shoot the ball great in the first half. They started 3 of 12 from three. Now they ended up, because I know Kentucky fans will get in the comments and yell at me, they ended up shooting 8 of 20 in the first half, which is obviously 40%. But to start the game 3 of 12, there were points left on the floor. I want to welcome a new sponsor to the Aaron Torres pod, BlueChew. Fellas, remember back in the day when you were always ready to go? Well, things change. You got a lot on your mind. Your football team isn't very good. Well, here's the good news. That's where BlueChew comes in. BlueChew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in chewable form. To get started, it's so easy. Just go to BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. No awkward trip to the doctors, no waiting at the pharmacy, no stink eyes, no raised eyebrows, nothing. Thing is, though, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, Torres, does it actually work? Do you think I need to try it? Well, here's the deal. Try it for a month for free, and I think there will be no turning back, all right? You'll love it. Your partner is going to love it. Your football team may stink, but you'll be rocking like the 85 Bears between the sheets. So go ahead, try it out, and here is the great news. We have a special offer for listeners of the Aaron Torres pod. You can try BlueChew for free when you use the code Torres at checkout. All you got to do is pay $5 in shipping. Go to BlueChew.com, use promo code Torres at checkout. You get BlueChew for free for a free month, and you only have to pay $5 shipping. Again, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you to BlueChew for sponsoring the Aaron Torres podcast. They easily could have had 70 in the first half. They easily could have had like 140 or 150, but I think Kentucky fans will settle for the 123 they put up. In terms of the roster, a couple things stand out. First of all, the depth of guys that they have. The one thing I will say, and I know Kentucky fans don't want to hear the word platoon. I know that'll drive you crazy. They're a little bit deeper than I thought. Listen, the guys that we knew were going to be good were good. Lamont Butler, San Diego State transfer, finishes with 11 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 steals. I think the stat that everybody latched onto, he had more assists and more steals than Kentucky had turnovers in that game. I've been telling you about Lamont Butler since the day he committed. The kid is unbelievable, so underrated. He is going to be a fan favorite at Rupp Arena. But then you look at everybody else. Jackson Robinson, the kid that we talked about so much during portal season, coming over from BYU, could have stayed in the NBA draft. He finishes with 19 points on 5 3-pointers made. But then it was the other guys as well. A guy that stood out to me in limited playing time, Colin Chandler, transfer technically from BYU. He committed to BYU. He never played there. He did a Mormon mission, has not played basketball in 2 full years. I'm here to tell you, I don't know that it's going to all click this season. That is an NBA player, though. Okay, that is a dude, 6'6", 6'7", can put it on the floor, can finish at the rim, good athlete. That's an NBA player. Otega Owe, I thought played better than I thought. I'll say this. I know I'm going fast. I'm excited, though. College Hoops is here. Travis Perry got in. Travis Perry was the Kentucky High School Player of the Year last year. He set a Kentucky high school state record in terms of total points scored. And I'll be honest, listen, I'm a Calipari defender, but when this kid committed to Kentucky, it felt like Calipari kind of felt like he was forced to take him. I don't know that he ever did want him. This kid's going to have a spot on this Kentucky team. And so when I look at what I saw, again, I don't want to oversell it, but a couple of things stand out. One, the depth, the 3-point shooting. And I'll say this too, is listen, again, I know people are going to say, oh, Torres, you're playing both sides. No. The Calipari stuff, it's over. It's done. He's at a new school. I think he's going to be good there. But the reason that I bring it up is when I was watching Mark Pope's team on Wednesday night, one thing stood out is that last year, Kentucky went to that fast-paced offense. And I think a lot of it was there were injuries early in the season. You have a bunch of really good guards, DJ Wagner, who was on the show this week, Rob Dillingham, Reed Shepherd was way better than anybody was expecting. But part of it was injuries, okay? And I bring it up because Kentucky scored a lot, shot a lot of threes, but it always kind of never really felt like what the previous coaching staff wanted to do. And once your big guys got healthy, the offense changed quite a bit. Why I'm talking about it today is because when I was watching that Mark Pope team, it was so obvious. Nobody's forcing him to play. This is how this guy wants to play. And I think that's what makes it so exciting for Kentucky fans. It's not forced. It's not going to change with injury. It's not going to whatever. They want to play fast. They want to play 4 out. They want to shoot a crap ton of threes. This is who they are and how they're going to play. By the way, Brandon Garrison, 7-foot center, not jacking up because that sounds negative, but shooting threes. Amari Williams, a bunch of mid-range shots that I saw. So you look at this team, I think there's a lot of reason for optimism, and I'll bring it full circle and wrap Kentucky on this. I think this team's going to be better than people realize, and I've been saying it since this roster came together. I remember the day Andrew Carr committed. It was a Sunday. I haven't even talked about Andrew Carr, averaged like 13, 14 at Wake last year. I said, this is a top 25 team, and I don't think they're number 25. I bring it up. My final preseason poll had Kentucky at number 14. The first AP poll had them at number 23. And I have consistently said, respectfully, actually they had Kentucky at number 24, I believe. No, 23. And I've respectfully said, if there are 22 teams in college basketball better than Kentucky this season, then we're in line for the greatest college basketball season that has ever been played. Listen, I think this is a team. Alabama is the rightful favorite in the SEC, but you get past Alabama, whether it's whoever, whether it's Arkansas, Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky's in that group. I don't know who should be the number 2 team in the league. You can make a case for Auburn. You can make a case for Arkansas. You can make a case for Tennessee, 1 or 2 others. But Kentucky's going to be in that group. I think they're going to be in the mix. I think they're going to be in the mix for that first round bye at the SEC tournament as a top 4 seed. I'm just here to tell you, I think this team is much better than people are giving it credit for. All right, quickly. By the way, get your Hope and Pope t-shirt. You see it on the scroller. Hope in Pope, Aaron Torres online.com/merchandise. That's right, baby. Get your Hope and Pope t-shirt. AaronTorresOnline.com/merchandise.